I would like to call to order the regular city council meeting. City Clerk Duarte, will you please take roll?
Yes, Mayor. Before I take roll, I would like to inform members of the audience that Councilmember Ashton is participating in this meeting via teleconference. Councilmember Ashton,
Present.
Councilmember Rodriguez,
Here.
Councilmember Saab,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Frometa,
Present.
and Mayor Pacheco.
Present. I would now like to have Councilmember Rick Rodriguez do the invocation for us.
Thank you, Mayor. Please stand. Dear Lord, thank you for calling our name to serve. As with many servants over the years in our country, we've had many challenges and many blessings, all under the color of service. Tonight, we celebrate these past years of service for myself, my colleague, Alex Saab. Lord, I thank you for permitting us to represent you, and I pray that we did our job well, and you are pleased with our service. Lord, I pray for your protection for us as we go forward. Guide us and continue to watch over us and our families, Lord. Speak to our hearts this next direction of how we could serve you best. And Lord, I pray for our new mayor, our new council members. Let them work together as a finely tuned orchestra, Lord, never missing a beat. Keep them humble and hardworking in order to continue the positive movement forward within your city of Downey. Lastly, Lord, we continue to pray for our public safety family, our Downey police and fire, our country's military, and all those who serve alongside those who protect others. Lord, we pray for all these things and much more. In Jesus' precious name, amen.
I would now like to have Councilmember Alex Saab lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, please face the flag, right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the republic for
which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would now like to welcome everyone who is attending our council meeting virtually this evening. I know we are celebrating our swearing in ceremonies a little differently this year, so I want to thank you for joining us. I would also like to acknowledge former mayors and council members, commission and board members, and representatives from local legislative offices, elected officials from our surrounding cities, and community members who are joining us this evening. We will now move forward with the first order of business. Now is the time for consent calendar items. Members of the public wishing to address the City Council regarding consent calendar items may now call our teleconference line at 562-299-6622. For those who submitted comments via email, your comments will be read into the record and no further public comment via teleconference will be permitted. City Clerk Duarte, do we have any written correspondence on consent calendar items to be read into the record?
Yes, Mayor, we do. The first correspondence is from Lee Squire, Vietnam veteran, Brea Post, American Legion. Good evening, Mayor and City Council members, and we the people. Subject, results of election. I want to disclose my disappointment by California legislature and governor for waiving requirement of voters. It was those who served during Vietnam War who protested, voiced that if we are old enough to die for this country, then we are old enough to vote. Voting age was lowered from 21 down to 18. We shed our blood, sweat, and tears just to have our sacrifice be dishonored by our state government and named to military veteran groups for not speaking up. Those who were killed in action was courage under fire. I will not dishonor them by showing cowardice under fire in America, by not speaking up for those whose voice was silenced by dying for U.S. Constitution. God bless America and our U.S. Constitution. Next, we have an email from Louis Lujan of the Greater Downey Association of Realtors. Madam Mayor and members of the City Council, on behalf of the Greater Downey Association of Realtors and our roughly 3,500 members, we extend our sincerest congratulations to the newly elected members of the City Council. We appreciate your hard work and commitment to serving the City of Downey. Greater Downey Association of Realtors, in conjunction with the National Association of Realtors and the California Association of Realtors, provide superior industry knowledge and a genuine understanding of real estate issues. Greater Downey Association of Realtors is committed to bringing you the most up-to-date legislation and political news that affect the real estate industry and its members. As we enter 2021, we would like to make ourselves available to you if you should need any assistance on issues involving the real estate industry. One resource you may find useful is our monthly government affairs report published on our website. The report includes federal, state, and local government news and legislative updates. If you need help or have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me or our Government Affairs Director, Louis Lujan. Our contact information can be found on our website at www.daor.com. Again, thank you for your time and dedication. We recognize your service to the residents of the City of Downey. Does not come without sacrifices. We are grateful for your service. And signed, Ruben Serenara. Next, we have an email from Irma Zamorano. Hi, my name is Irma Zamorano, activist in the City of El Monte. I would like to congratulate the newly elected Honorable Councilwoman Catherine Alvarez on winning a seat in District 3. Catherine, thank you for your commitment to your community and for your public service. Congratulations once again, and may God bless you and guide you through this new journey ahead of you. It's time for a change, and the beautiful City of Downey needs a strong leaders to make the movement and change for the residents. Wishing you nothing but best and happy holidays. United we are strong. Irma Zamorano. Next, we have an email from Gabriel Ramirez. Good evening, City Council, business owners, and residents of Downey. I want to say congratulations on newly Honorable City Council member Catherine Alvarez. It's a great day the voters decided to elect a people power leader in the great city of Downey. Downey is very fortunate to have a people leader who will work for the people. Downey has a people leader who will advocate, addressing issues, listen, work for the business owners, residents of Downey, and most importantly, answering to the people, not special interest. Regards, Gabriel Ramirez. Next, we have an email from Jasheen Liberto. Congratulations, Catherine and Downey. Para adelante, the Southeast community. That is all, Mayor.
Thank you. Do we have any speakers?
We don't have any speakers, Mayor.
Okay, is there a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar?
Move to close public comment
Second. City Clerk Duarte, can we take a roll call vote, please?
and make a motion to approve.
Again,
You have to make a motion.
Councilmember Ashton,
Yes.
Councilmember Rodriguez,
yes.
Councilmember Saab,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Frometa,
Yes.
and Mayor Pacheco.
Yes.
The motion is approved unanimously.
I would now like to call upon City Clerk Duarte to assist with special presentations.
Councilmember Saab, will you please come forward for your final comment?
Oh, yeah. Um, First of all, I want to apologize. I have my back to all of you. So I know this is a little odd, but okay. Thank you, City Manager. It's a little odd. I know I have my back to you guys. I apologize, but these are odd times. So I just want to, I'll try to keep my comments brief. These have been an incredible 8 years. 8 years that obviously I wouldn't trade for anything else. I always say I'm very fortunate to be able to pick a career as an attorney that I was able to advocate in my day job for people who are either less fortunate, don't speak English, people who are scared of the system, or to get themselves in whatever issue they need to get resolved. And that in itself, I've been fortunate to that's my livelihood. But here in the city council, I had that equal opportunity to assist people in our city, our residents, our businesses who at times either had challenges, whether it's a challenge with the permit or a business license or anything, and I had that same ability to help people, and that's really the greatest power, I guess you could say, as a council, as an elected official. It's to really help people, and that's I think what motivates all of my council colleagues, past and present, and hopefully in the future, to really change people's lives, because ultimately that, at the end of the day, that's what we're really put on this earth for. We're really to try to make a change, albeit whether it's small or big. But I always tell people, and one of our incoming council members, I said, make sure you respond to every inquiry, every call from a resident, because to us, sometimes it may just seem something not as important as other issues that are going on in our daily lives. But that particular resident, it may be just the biggest thing for them. They've lost sleep over, they've had anxiety, lost resources, whatever it may be. So I just wanted to point that out. I'm going to have a slight slideshow just to go through some of the brief highlights. Certainly, I'm not trying to get credit for these. None of this could have happened without the support of the city council, our city manager, our assistant city manager, the entire staff, every single department. This really is a working a wheel that's constantly moving, and any bit that doesn't put the full effort in will cause the system to break down. And we're so fortunate for those who are able to live in the city of Downey, as myself, who've lived here practically my entire life since the age of 6. We're so fortunate to live in a city that really values. Our city staff really values their job and what they do, and they take pride. It's not about the paycheck; it's about doing the right thing. And I just want to thank them for that. Why do you do that? So I had the honor to vote hundreds of times on different issues, and some of the decisions were not always the most popular. Some of the decisions maybe people didn't agree with, but I could tell you from the bottom of my heart, every single decision I made, and I know that I'm sure Rick would agree, every single decision we made was always made in the best interest of the city as a whole. They weren't always popular. They weren't always the obvious one, but our hearts, and I can speak for Rick here and the rest of the council, our hearts were always in the right place. And I know some people may have been disappointed at times, but I could tell you that we did our best. And for those I may have disappointed, I apologize. I gave my 100% effort, And if I had to do it again, I'd do the same thing. So one of the things I'm very proud of is with the year 2016, we were able to designate, identify Orange Estates as a historical significant area. That was an area that was over the years people had been calling it Orange Estates, and people knew it was there, but we didn't really earmark it as that. And we brought it up. I brought it up a few years before, and after consulting with our historical society folks and some of the other groups in the city that provided some input, we were able to designate that area in 2016. I think the residents there were very happy with it, and our idea was to really provide future generations with a greater sense of the history of our city, to promote civic engagement, and to provide a greater sense of space. So I also think it helps them preserve property values, and the residents there just have a greater sense of pride of being part of a special community, and also a special part of our history. In 2015, we had the huge honor of hosting one of the groups from Ireland for the Special Olympics World Games. I've said from day one, the best ideas do not come from us, from the council, they come from the residents. And this idea of hosting and participating in the Special Olympics World Games came from a resident, Adam Christian, who happened to be one of the coaches of my son's little league. And he brought it up, and I approached our city manager, and he ran with it. He thought it was a great idea. And before you knew it, we had a couple hundred athletes here from Ireland. Our city, that was one of the times that our city really came together and just pulled ourselves through different organizations, the Downey Association of Realtors, to all the clubs, Kiwanis, Rotary, all of them just really came together to really host these and make it special for these special athletes. And couldn't be more proud of our city. These are times when really the best in our city comes out, when you have situations like this that really shows what the DNA of our city is. And I just want to thank all those who were involved. Out of that, one day another resident, Carol Magarino, called me and said, "Hey, what kind of programs do we have in Downey for kids with special needs in our Parks and Rec department?" And lo and behold, I was surprised. We didn't have any. And sure enough, after working it out with our city manager and being on the budget committee, we started looking into it and providing some training for our Parks and Rec department. And I think if there's one thing I'm most proud of really pressing is that program, that Special Olympics program, because as they say, you can define a society by how you treat the most vulnerable, right? And those who need the most help. And these are special people in our community that are just as valuable, if not more valuable, members of our community. So that was something that I'm very proud of. And out of that, we've brought soccer, basketball. Now they're going to be teaming up with the bocce ball group, and it's just been a great program. I think I'm ahead of myself here. One of the things when I came in 2012, our city was embroiled in several lawsuits, and many of them, no fault of our own. Most of them were, or many of them were involved in water issues. So, having said that, I wanted to get involved in that world, and got involved and eventually was able to become chair of the Southeast Water Coalition, which is a joint power authority consisting of 11 cities. And thanks to our great city attorney, Yvette Garcia, we've winded down pretty much every lawsuit related to water, and really saved the city, probably millions of dollars in the whole scheme of things. And I just wanted to acknowledge that, thank our city attorney. We have an incredible city attorney who's dedicated to our city, and the city of Downey should be very grateful for that. Another thing that when first elected, we the city manager and I often talked about, we didn't have a lot of public art in the city. And we started out bringing in State Gallery, helping them get on their feet, but there just wasn't a lot of public art in the community. And, cities, it all comes, there's always great ideas when you get elected, but how are you going to pay for it, right? And that's always an issue. Well, after I think 6-7 years, we're finally able to turn the corner there, and as far as finding some funding for the public art, and I could tell you now we have more public art than I think any of us would have dreamed of. We had the opportunity to this was, I think, our first piece, the Homeward Monarch over on Downey Avenue, which is a really nice piece. We've also installed the nice piece, another one on Downey Avenue, My Heart is in Your Hands. And almost all of this money came from Art and Public Places funds, which is, this was before my time when they passed an ordinance that this developments had to put a certain amount of money into art and public places. But this is something that really beautifies our city. And I just, I think it looks great. We have also a couple other on Downey Avenue. We have the special one called the banana on a roll. And then this is another special one. Councilman Rodriguez and I put a lot of time and effort into this. This is one at Fairmont Park that really embodies the rich history of our city, the space history. And this is something that very near and dear to our heart. Those of us who grew up here, we knew that space shuttle themed playground equipment over on Fairmont Park. And when we redid that park recently, we wanted to make sure that we captured that essence for our residents. And we were able to utilize the services of some local artists, and it looks great. So it's really showcasing that park over on Reeves Avenue. One of the things we've also done, I think, was very important in our city is we did a program, a specific plan for Imperial Highway. That's an area which we know that there's a lot of growth opportunity there. There's a lot of jobs in that area, and there's also a lot of room for growth. So what we did is, thanks to our community development department, through their efforts, we were able to create a specific plan, and that has allowed for faster processes of the licenses, of business licenses, of developments. And it's really something that we're going to see. Hopefully, we're already starting to see the growth there, but we'll see the major growth in the next 5, 10, 15 years. So that was something that it was important to all of us, and we want to make sure that we set that standard early on. Another thing that was important, when the space industry left in the early 2000s and the 90s. Thousands of jobs went away with it, and the city obviously struggled over the years to try to find what can replace that theme, what can replace that identity to a certain extent. And one of the things that we've all noticed, obviously, is that Downey has always really been a destination city, a city where people from surrounding areas come and they shop and they go to the doctor and they do what they have to do. So having said that, we're fortunate we have 3 major hospitals, Kaiser, Rancho, and PIH. And we wanted to really capture that opportunity and to embrace the medical field in our city, and to create those jobs, the opportunity for jobs, for research, for biomedical jobs that are good jobs, that the kind of jobs that we want. We've done really well in the retail and the restaurants, but we also wanted to embrace those kind of opportunities for employment. So we created a biomedical overlay zone a few years back, and we're starting to see that really turn into fruition, and it's just been a great opportunity for our city. Oftentimes, residents don't get down to the nitty gritty of what happens at City Hall. But I could tell you, being here 8 years, being on the budget committee almost all 7 years out of the 8 years, we're so fortunate in the city to really be a city that is fiscally responsible, a city that's, past council members, past city officials, past the city managers and all the department heads have really put aside funds and really balanced our budget to plan to not spend irresponsibly. And having said that, we've been acknowledged and we've gotten a AA bond rating, I think all years for the past 6 or 7 years, won several budget awards for its fiscal responsibility. And this is something that requires obviously much discipline, much fortitude from council members, from staff, and this is something that residents should really be proud of. During these last 8 years, we've had the opportunity to really celebrate Dia de los Muertos. We've had a huge art festival that's really become a regional draw. I think it draws over 50,000 people that day. And unfortunately, this year we weren't able to do it, but I'm sure that it's going to continue next year when everything goes back to normal. We also have an opportunity, Councilman Vasquez and I started this year's back, Havana Nights, something that we're proud of. It really brings a culture in our city together here that celebrates music, celebrates culture, and it's really become a pivotal event in our city. A few years back, the year I was mayor, we were able to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the city of Downey. And we had a big celebration honoring 60 years of progress, 60 years of really the city that has embraced so much. And we were able to celebrate also the history with Karen Carpenter, who's here from the city. We had somebody come in from Ireland and played, and it was just a real fun event in our city. And then having said that, our theater, it really is a gem. I think few cities in the region can say that they have a civic theater. And when we came in, 8 years ago, the theater really was tired and needed a lot of help. It needed some updates, and fortunately, thanks to Measure S, which the residents voted on a few years ago, we've really transformed that theater into really a centerpiece in our city. We have an awesome art plaza up front. We installed a beautiful elevator, an incredible art piece in the front, in the plaza, and it's just a great addition to our city. Once again, thanks to Measure S, we've also transformed our city library. Our residents, I've seen some pictures online and read about it in the paper, but you'll see soon that the library truly is a gem in our city. It's the most used building in our city, and we've really transformed it into a 21st century public learning center, and the residents will be very, very proud of it. And just, most cities don't have their own library. Most cities use the county services for a library, so we're very fortunate in that. During my 8 years, we saw tremendous growth over at the Promenade. Here we go. Actually, let me go back. Related to Measure S, I think residents, and most of you have noticed, we've done two of our fire stations, and the other two are already well underway. Our fire stations were built in the 50s and the 60s, and they really needed to be upgraded. And thanks to Measure S, we've been able to update those, and they just look phenomenal. Thanks to Measure S also, we've been able to add 11 police officers. We brought more resources to our police department. What makes Downey special, and I know we say it time and time again, is really our independence. Our independence in having your own school district, our independence in having your own police department, and our independence in having your own fire department. And because of that, we don't have to rely as much on county and regional resources, and we're able to make decisions really that on a whim if we need to. We're really able to control the costs, and so it was important that we provide some resources there to the new police station, to the new fire station, and also update our police station as much as possible. One of the things when first elected, people would say, gosh, we have to leave the city to eat. And our city manager laughs about it all the time, how we always complain about, gosh, the number one complaint is, we have to go to Long Beach or Cerritos or wherever it may be to eat. Well, in this 8 years, I think that's now it's become the reverse. Now we have so many choices. And we're so fortunate. These are some of them. Gaucho Grill, Crimson Coward, Five Guys, Benihana. You name it. We've grown so much. So, and that's also, that's a result of much effort from the city council and our city staff. As mayor, I was, and during my time, I was made great efforts to communicate to our residents, to give an opportunity to residents to provide their input. Held a couple state of the city and some coffees with the mayors, which was always fun, and a contest, If I Were Mayor, which was a great opportunity for young kids to get involved. I also had the opportunity to recognize those residents in our city that do so much for our community. The Mayor's Distinguished Citizens Award went out to those residents that just did an incredible job day in and day out. People that didn't look for recognition, didn't look for the glory. They just wanted to do what's right, and it was important. I know that council colleagues continue to do so with naming it different things, but that's one of the funnest part of our jobs, or most fun part of our jobs is recognizing people for their incredible efforts. And then lastly, as I wrap it up, there's so many people I wanted to thank. Having an opportunity, it's an enormous honor to be here for 8 years. 8 years is a long time. During these 8 years, we started off, my wife and I, Gigi, started off with 1 child, and now we ended up with 3. I think I'm 30 pounds heavier. 30 pounds. That's the fault of having portals in the city and have all these events in the city. There's always portals. But really, it's just been such a special time in our life. It was just an incredible chapter, which I'm so grateful. So many people I like to thank. City council present and past. I want to thank our special former mayors that have really been, people that have really been confidants, Kirk Artosi and Mario Guerra, the late Dave Gaffin, who was great, Meredith Perkins, Roger, Fernando. These are just people that have given so much of themselves, and I just want, and so many others. I mean to leave people out, but so many others. I want to thank them for the continuous efforts in making our community better. I want to thank the residents of the city for entrusting me with your vote in 2012 and 2016. I hope I didn't disappoint too many. I hope that as I leave, we're leaving Downey a little bit better place than when we first started. I think there's been tremendous growth and progress, and I'm very proud of that. I want to give a special thank you to John Osqui, our assistant city manager, who really is such a pivotal role behind the scenes, especially during Measure S. Just a person of utmost integrity and just an overall incredible person here at City Hall. And I just want to thank him. Aldo Schindler, our late Brian Psyche, who was here, our city attorney, Yvette, our police chief, Dean Milligan, our current fire chief, and on and on. But most importantly, I do want to thank our city manager, Gilbert Levis. People sometimes have this misconception that the city council runs the city, and that's not true. We set the policy, we vote on matters, but the fact of the matter is the city's run by a city manager. That's how the city is built, is set up, and Gilbert Levis, just from day one, has been just an incredible leader. Over 800 employees, over $200 million budget. It's been balanced all year. All the years he really came in at a tough time and has really turned the city around. And he's just but most importantly, a person of integrity and ethics. And I just want to thank you, Gilbert, on behalf of the city, of the residents. Your people don't always know all the things that go on here, but we do, and we appreciate you. So thank you, Gilbert. It's been an honor and a privilege to work aside and call you a friend. Change isn't always easy, but as a city, as a people, we must continue to embrace progress. I think we've progressed in Downey. I think not just the physical part with the buildings, the streets, the signs, whatever it may be. But I think we as a people, we learned a lot about ourselves. Two, huge parts of my life. I think when really the city came together was during the time of the Special Olympics, and also when Ricky Galvez was killed. And that was just a special time because we all really came together. The city really held hands, and that was just a time then that we cried and we also smiled, and it just showed the DNA of our city. So we learned a lot about ourselves during that time. We learned how to confront challenges, and just like now, which is tough during COVID, we will overcome it. We will continue to get better. We will continue to get stronger and more unified. And then lastly, I wouldn't be able to finish without my greatest gratitude to my wife Gigi, who's on the school board, who shares the same desire to serve our community. So thank you for your support. My kids, Dominic, Alexander, and Gianna, for many times I had to miss Little League and Boy Scouts, and my wife has always been supportive of that. And thanks to my mom, Elsa. I don't know if she's listening. I tried to set it up before I leave, but I don't think she figured it out. But I'll play it for tomorrow. But she also taking care of our kids. It's not easy. I think might have been the first couple in the city that we were both were elected officials and at the same time for 2 years. And so we're very fortunate. But overall, I want to thank the residents, and it's been an enormous pleasure, an enormous honor. We're not going anywhere. I know Rick and I aren't going anywhere, and we hope to see you all around town. So thank you, everybody.
Next, we have Congresswoman Roybal Allard, who will be saying a few brief comments to Councilmember Saab. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. It's really a pleasure to join you tonight for Downey City Council meeting. And Councilman Saab, thank you for your dedicated service to the city of Downey, and congratulations on your long list of accomplishments over the past 8 years. I really enjoyed listening to all the accomplishments, but I particularly was impressed when you had the Downey, the 2015 Special Olympics. And you really are to be commended for that. I also very much appreciate your support of my U.S. Service Academy workshop that I have every year. Your leadership and passion to improve the lives of Downey is truly, truly admirable. And I would like to take this opportunity to present you with a congressional recognition to commemorate your service and all the wonderful things that you did to make Downey a better place.
Thank you. Thank you, Congresswoman. Thank you.
I think the certificate is there somewhere.
I guess I'll do this.
Congratulations.
In addition, Councilmember Saab received recognitions from Assemblymember Cristina Garcia, Supervisor Janice Hahn, City of Bell, City of Bellflower, City of Carson, City of Cerritos, City of Commerce, City of La Mirada, City of Lakewood, City of Whittier, Downey Chamber of Commerce, Downey Unified School District, and Gangs Out of Downey. Here. I would like to invite the Saab family to please join Councilmember Saab in the front.
I just want to say a couple words. Councilmember Saab, former Mayor Saab, because as they say, once a mayor, always a mayor. I just want to say these last 8 years flew by. It's been an honor and a pleasure serving alongside of you. I've learned a lot during these last 4 years, so I really appreciate that from you. But our friendship goes beyond the time that I've been on council. We met because of our involvement with our Kiwanis clubs, me being involved with the Noon Club and you being involved with the Morning Club. And I've had the pleasure of knowing your family for many years. I remember when you just had one child and now 3. And I still remember the time that you were sworn in as mayor when I came to city council. So it's been a pleasure, it's an honor. Our city has done a lot during the last 8 years while you've been on council. You've served with professionalism, with compassion, and with strength. And our residents appreciate it. That's why you were elected twice. And I appreciate it along with our council colleagues and staff. We all appreciate it. And I know you're not going anywhere, like you said. I know you will still be involved in our city. So thank you again for your service. I have here a for you a plaque, council member from December 6, 2012 to December 13, 2016, and December 13, 2016 to December 8, 2020, and also as Downey Mayor from December 15, 2015 to December 15, 2016. Thank you. I also have here a city street sign, or actually, are you supposed to open it?
It was a blade from an airplane. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Thank you.
I know, man. Yeah, that's the storm. That's my nap. I missed my nap today. Shut up. I'm a crybaby right now. There's a lot of people on Zoom calls. See that?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. Whoa. Wow.
Next, I would like to call forward Councilmember Rodriguez for his final comments.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve our great community in the city of Downey. 2015, my life looks much different than it does today. At that time, my 2 combat veteran sons had returned home after several years of war and began working with me and my wife and the rest of our family in our family business. It was clear to me that Uncle Sam, my wife, and myself did a great job preparing our children for leadership within our family business. It was now time for me to retire, make some room for the young folks. Soon after retirement from our family business, I was approached by several former mayors to run for office. I quickly fell in love with the idea of being an elected official that would serve our great city of Downey. This decision was easy for me because of my past 30 years of volunteer service within our city. This would be the greatest honor of my life to serve as a member of the Downey City Council and eventually become the 45th mayor for our city. When elected, my goals would be simple. I had planned to work just as hard as an elected official as I did growing my company for the past 23 years. By spending long hours at this new job to accomplish my goals and be accessible to the residents of Downey, all the while being mindful of spending, maintaining a balanced budget, making good business sense, and decisions that I would face all the time I was in office. What you're about to see in this presentation is a culmination of photos of things that we're able to accomplish in the past 4 years. By the help of my council colleagues, by city staff, volunteers from our city, we really accomplished a lot. Let's see. Ladies? So there you have it, 4 years of service wrapped up in 4 minutes of pictures. But I want to tell you that, everything you see up here in this past presentation cost very few dollars of taxpayers' dollars. It was on the heart and the backs of volunteers and the labor of our council and our staff that got things done. Before I close, I just want to thank a few people that really have contributed a lot to this, to get this done. People like my mom and dad, who never really understood anything more than hard work. I'd like to thank them. They're having the courage and vision to work hard and never expecting anything for free, working at least 2 and 3 jobs per day in order to have their own home, rental properties, but all 6 of their children in private school. As my dad would say to me, Mijo, in this country, you can do anything, provided you're willing to put the time in and work hard. You're right, Dad. It's possible. I'd also like to thank my wife, Lupe, and our 7 kids and our 10 grandkids for putting up for the part of the negativity that comes along with being an elected official, the dirty politics that no family should have to endure, and never complaining of the invasion of our privacy. Because we are that family of service. And to prove my point, as I leave office this evening, my oldest grandson, Richard Ezekiel III, graduates from boot camp in Fort Benning, Georgia. We're heading off to his first duty station, Fort Lewis, Washington, United States Army, as a 4th-generation soldier in my family. That's service. I'd like to also thank my friend, Mr. Gilbert Livas, our city manager, and his department heads that lead our city to be a model city throughout the state of California. Because of their leadership, we have our own police, our own fire, our own water. Thank you. And a special thank you to Monica Delgadillo and Judy Ceniceros and Aldo Schindler, because these 3 people worked tirelessly side by side with me. And every time I had a crazy idea of getting things done, whether it be veterans, coyotes, a movie for the mayor, they did it. They made it happen for me. So I'm very proud of them and thankful for them. I'd also like to thank the 2 chiefs, our fire chief and our police chief. Those 2 men have children in the military like I do. It's not easy to do your job when your kids are in the military, but you do it. And as we go forward, I'd like to give our new council members some advice, if they permit me. Number 1, as a former mayor and council member, Mr. Roger Brosmer taught me, learn the value of 3. Without 3 votes, you get nothing done. Number 2, respect and honor our city staff. They come to work every day, and their job is based on service. Service to you and our Downey residents. And sometimes that can be tough. And so please find it within your heart to be kind. Tell them and show them as much as you can how much you appreciate them, and do it as often as you can. Because they really are the true frontline soldiers of getting things done for our city. And 3, and lastly, be a good listener. You'll be surprised what you can learn about this job when you listen. There's no college course or degree on how to become successful at being an elected official. So pay attention and do your job well. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for allowing me to sit in this seat for the past 4 years. Now it's on to the next adventure. God bless you. God bless Downey. God bless America. Always forward, and Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you.
Councilmember Rodriguez. Next, we have Congresswoman Roybal Allard, who will be saying a few words. Please go ahead.
Councilman Rodriguez, let me begin by thanking you for your dedicated service during your time on the Downey City Council. I truly commend you for your many accomplishments, including establishing Downey's Clergy Council and to address homelessness, and also for your commitment and dedication to our military men and women, both past and present. You truly are to be commended for that commitment. I also want to thank you for the support that you gave for my U.S. Service Academies workshop, which was most invaluable. And I thank you also for your leadership and the passion to improve the lives of Downey residents, which was evident by your presentation. And now I would like to take this opportunity to virtually present you with a certificate of congressional recognition to commemorate your service on the Downey City Council.
In addition, Councilmember Rodriguez received recognitions from Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia, Supervisor Janice Hahn, City of Bellflower, City of Cerritos, City of La Mirada, City of Lakewood, City of Whittier, Downey Chamber of Commerce, Downey Unified School District, and gangs out of Downey. Mayor?
Councilmember Rick Rodriguez, former mayor, but also family, friend, confidant. You were like a father to me, still are. And you're a brother of little brother Alex Saab. Oh, big little brother. You've made a huge impact on our city, not just on the residents, but on staff. You were always there for everyone. And that's what we cherish about you. And to Lupe, who's watching us virtually, thank you for sharing Rick with us. Thank you for opening your home, both of you, to me and to my family. We all really appreciate it. You only served one term, but you did a lot during your term. And this was exemplified in the video that you just showed. We will miss you, but I know you're not going to go far. I know you're still going to be involved in our city with many projects. And I know you will still be constantly calling us either on council or staff, and we will appreciate every call, every lunch when we can have lunch together. But I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being my friend and for being family to me. I have here a mayor's plaque and a council member's plaque, along with the city emblem. I wonder what this could be. Any idea what this could be?
It's a prop for an airplane. It's a new Downey PD helicopter plane. I bet you my speaks bigger than ours. Wow. Rick Rodriguez. tell me that all the way home.
We will now take a 2-minute recess.
Ready.
I will now reconvene the council meeting. City Clerk Duarte, will you please administer the oath of office to District 1?
Mayor Pacheco, will you please step forward? I would like to invite the Pacheco family to join Mayor Pacheco in the chambers. Supervisor Janice Hahn will administer the oath of office to Mayor Pacheco.
Thank you. Well, I'm really pleased to be with all of you tonight, and it's great to see my former colleague, Congressmember Lucille Roybal Allard. Great to see you. Glad you're still in DC and not me. And yeah, before I administer the oath, Blanca, I thought we would take a couple of moments to also say thank you to Alex Saab for his service on the city council, and watching his video was very inspiring in terms of all the things that he has shown leadership for in your city. And of course, Rick, really have enjoyed working with you. We've served together on the sanitation department, and your commitment to our military, to law enforcement, and your Christian values have been such an inspiration to me. I'll never forget when you accompanied me as we went to the Calvary Chapel to try to work with that pastor on how to continue to worship while complying with the county's health orders. And then at the end, when they had us all bow our heads and pray, I don't know what you were praying for, but I was like, please, dear God, don't let this pastor go to jail over the county's health orders. So I appreciated the way you used diplomacy to solve that problem. Blanca, thank you so much for inviting me to speak tonight and to administer the oath of office to you. Congratulations on your reelection. It's been such a pleasure for me to work with you in the last 4 years. We've gotten to collaborate on a lot of things facing your city, providing housing for homeless veterans, upgrading the historic Downey Cemetery. And I'm really proud to call you not just a colleague, but a friend. And there's a lot of glass that's broken at your feet, Blanca. You broke the glass ceiling in 2016 by becoming the first Latina to serve on the Downey City Council. And then you broke it again last year when you became Downey's first Latina mayor. I'm sure you all loved the New York Times article this weekend. Everybody was sending it to me, calling your city the Latino Beverly Hills. And I know that's not because you're all rich and famous, but it's because it's where generations of Latinos have been able to create and achieve their own version of the American dream. And your history-making term really captures the essence of that. Whether it's improving public safety, setting up programs to feed local seniors, overseeing road improvement, keeping constituents updated, you've gone above and beyond for the city of Downey, and all doing it this last year while your city was ravaged like the rest of the county by a worldwide pandemic. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your courage and bravery, Blanca, and all that you do. And now I will read your oath of office. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, state your name,
I, Blanca Pacheco,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
for purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations, Blanca. I'm so happy to be with you tonight.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I want to start off by thanking our supervisor, Janice Hahn, for swearing me in this evening. To all of us watching us and joining us virtually, thank you for joining us this evening. These are definitely strange times that we are living in, as normally we have a full house here in our council chambers during swearing in ceremonies and during these types of ceremonies. So know that all of you are missed, and we hope that for that one day in which we can all gather together. But I am glad that you are all home safely enjoying this virtual swearing in. I just want to say how honored and how blessed I am to have the support of our Downey residents. While campaigning, I talked to many residents who cheered me on and offered me words of encouragement. And it has been a difficult year. It's been difficult for families, for residents, for businesses. And so I want to thank all those residents who cheered me on because you really made my day. You are the reason why I enjoy being on city council, because I enjoy helping all the residents of our city. To all of my amazing volunteers, thank you for all your support. You are the reason why we were successful. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. And also to my council colleagues, I want to thank you all. I know we have Council Member Ashton watching us virtually, but former Mayor and Council Member Rick Rodriguez and Alex Saab, if you're out there still listening, I just want to thank you for all of your support as well. And for our incoming council members, I just want to say that I am looking forward to working with you both. I'm looking forward to working with you for the betterment of our residents. It can be challenging at times being on city council, but the important thing is thinking about our residents. And that's the reason why we are here, why we decided to run for office. It is for those Downey residents. So I am looking forward to 4 years working with you. I'm looking to 4 years working with staff who are amazing, from our IT, who we sometimes have issues with IT, especially during this difficult year. So I just want to thank you for everything that you do, for allowing us to run our council meetings virtually, to our city manager, Gilbert Livas, our assistant city manager, Jonna Scooey, and also to our incoming fire chief and our police chief, and our city attorney. They are what makes this job enjoyable. And last but not least, I want to thank my amazing family, my parents, my brother. We worked hard. We all worked hard in our own way, especially my dad, who walked a lot, walked so much that at times he had cramps. So thank you for all the work that you put in. My mom, the same thing. We were always together every day working on our campaigns. And my brother, thank you for your support. You were there helping us every step of the way. And Sarah, same thing. Thank you so much for your love and your support. It is because of my family that I have been successful, not only on my campaign, but on city council, but also in life. If it weren't from the love and support of my family, I wouldn't be the person who I am today. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I love you all. And that will conclude my comments so that we can continue on with our virtual swearing-in ceremony. Thank you, Downey. And I hope each and every one of you enjoy the holidays. Remember, please be kind to each other. District 3. Okay. City Clerk Duarte, will you please administer the oath of office to District 3?
I would like to invite Councilmember-elect Alvarez and her guest into the chambers. Attorney Elena Pope will administer the oath of office to Councilmember-elect Alvarez.
It is an honor and a pleasure to administer this oath to an activist who I'm sure will serve the needs of her community. Please repeat after me. I, Catherine Alvarez,
I, Catherine Alvarez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies,
Foreign and
foreign and
domestic.
domestic,
That I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the Constitution
and allegiance to the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the United States.
The State of California.
State of California, sorry.
That I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of
Evasion.
evasion,
And that I will
and that I will
well and
and faithfully
discharge
discharge
the duties upon which
the duties upon which
I am about to enter.
I'm about to enter. Thank you. Buenas tardes a todos los presentes. Me presento ante ustedes yo, Catherine Álvarez, como su nueva concejal del Distrito 3 de la ciudad de Downey. Nací en Medellín, Colombia, crecí en el sur del este de Los Ángeles y hace 11 años vivo y radico en esta hermosa ciudad. Estoy aquí ante ustedes, una madre, una inmigrante, una esposa, una persona con capacidades diferentes, una mujer bisexual, un miembro más de la comunidad angelina. Por este momento histórico que me compromete a realizar todos los esfuerzos necesarios para hacer realidad los sueños de nuestra comunidad a una vida mejor en una ciudad hermosa, pujante y solidaria. Por el hecho de habernos ganado cada uno de nuestros votos sinceramente y sin atajos económicos, acepto el honor de poder liderar la reconciliación entre la comunidad y el ayuntamiento. Hemos ayudado a cientos de inquilinos con problemas de vivienda. El sindicato de inquilinos de Downey proporcionó ayuda a todas esas personas que no tenían voz por miedo a represalias. De cara al futuro, nuestra ciudad y las comunidades vecinas enfrentan desafíos más allá de nuestra comprensión. Aprovechemos la oportunidad de verdaderamente escuchar las voces de familias como las que integran el sindicato de inquilinos, voces esenciales como son las de los trabajadores, médicos, meseros, obreros, etcétera, y toda aquella mano de obra laboral en nuestra comunidad. Este nuevo año es una segunda oportunidad de reconciliación. Como líderes, debemos reflexionar sobre a quienes servimos y a quienes podemos haber dejado fuera de estas discusiones tan vitales para progresar. Estoy aquí ante ustedes, los concejales de Downey, con una invitación a dar otro giro. Oh, y una segunda oportunidad para hablar sobre las necesidades de nuestra comunidad. Nuestros antecedentes son variados. Algunos de ustedes son autónomos, otros trabajan en el sector público, con pensiones a la espera de sus años dorados. Espero que se den cuenta del privilegio que tienen y que sus experiencias se están convirtiendo en la excepción del sueño americano, no en la norma. Reconozcan que la prosperidad que todos buscamos proviene únicamente de nuestra conexión, no de nuestra separación. Si los dueños de negocios, los propietarios y su red de influencia dentro de nuestro gobierno llegaran a un acuerdo con este hecho básico, lograríamos mucho más fácil el éxito que buscamos. Pero hasta que llegue ese día, disfrutaré el resplandor de los triunfos de mi familia y las familias trabajadoras de Downey que llaman hogar a nuestra ciudad. Es momento de una reconciliación. Es tiempo de reconocer el hecho que somos una comunidad menesterosa. Ahora estamos pasando por una crisis que hace más notable la inestabilidad y desigualdad económica. Es hora de actuar colectivamente. Este triunfo se lo debo a todas las personas y organizaciones que contribuyeron a nuestra campaña y a nuestro movimiento. Debemos tener presente que ahora que ya ganamos esta silla para el pueblo, necesitamos su respaldo y participación en los asuntos de la ciudad, porque ustedes son los que me han elegido y mi permanencia depende no solo de mi desempeño, sino también del suyo como ciudadano. Es la responsabilidad del pueblo que los políticos cumplan con su compromiso. Esto es solo un paso hacia adelante en un camino largo. Hoy marcamos un nuevo comienzo y sin su participación no podremos seguir avanzando. En mis primeros 100 días como concejal de Downey, empezaremos a trabajar en las propuestas de mi campaña para que nuestra comunidad empiece a mirar resultados positivos. El apoyo y el respaldo de todos ustedes son vitales para que esto se vuelva una realidad. Es por eso que hoy los invito y los reto a que trabajemos juntos, caminemos juntos, luchemos juntos, porque juntos el cambio es posible. Good evening. My name is Catherine Alvarez, the people's new council member for District 3 in the city of Downey. I was born in Medellin, Colombia. I grew up in Southeast Los Angeles, and I have lived and reside in our beautiful city of Downey for 11 years. I am here before you as a mother, as an immigrant, a wife, a person with different abilities, a bisexual woman, and a member of Los Angeles community. In this historic moment, I commit that as your council member, I will make all the necessary efforts to make the dreams to our community come true for a better life for all in a beautiful, vibrant, and supportive city. For the fact that we have won each of our votes sincerely and without economic shortcuts, I accept the honor of being able to lead the reconciliation between the community and the city council. We have helped hundreds of tenants with housing problems. The Downey Tenants Union has provided help to all those people who had no voice for fear of retaliation. Looking ahead, our city and neighboring communities face challenges beyond our comprehension. Let us seize the opportunity and truly listen to the essential voices of family like those that make up the Tenants Union, which are the workers, our hospitals, waiters, waitress, etc., and all the labor force in our community. This new year is a second chance of reconciliation. As leaders, we must reflect on who we serve and who we may have left out of these discussions so vital to progress. I am here before you, Downey Council members, with an invitation to take another turn, a second chance to listen to the needs of our community. Our backgrounds are mixed. Some of us are self-employed. Others work in the public sector with pensions awaiting the golden years. I hope you realize what a privilege you have and that your experiences are becoming the exception to the American dream, not the norm. Recognize that the prosperity we'll seek comes solely from our connection, not from our separation. If business owners and their network of influence within our government came to terms with this basic fact, we would achieve the success we seek much easier. But until that day comes, I will enjoy the glow of the triumphs of my family and the working families of Downey who call our city home. It is time for reconciliation. It is time to recognize the fact that we're a community with many low-income families. At this time, we're going through a crisis that makes economic instability and inequality more noteworthy. It is time to act collectively. I owe this victory to all people and organizations that contribute to our campaign and our movement. We must bear in mind that now that we have won this seat for the people, we need your support and participation in the affairs of the city. Because while it's the community that elect me, my permanence depends not only on my performance, but also on yours as engaged citizen of our community. It is the responsibility of the people to make sure the politicians fulfill their campaign promises. My election is it's one step forward on a long road for our community. Today, we mark a new beginning, and without the community's participation, we'll not be able to continue moving forward. In my first 100 days of council member, we will begin working on my campaign proposals so that our community begins to see positive results. Your support is vital to making this happen. That is why today I invite you and I challenge you to work together, to walk together, to fight together, because together change is possible. Thank you.
Councilmember Alvarez, please take your seat at the dais.
City Clerk Duarte, will you please now help in the administering the oath of office for District 5?
Yes, Mayor. I would like to invite Councilmember-elect Trujillo and family into the chambers. Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard will administer the oath of office to Councilmember-elect Trujillo. Please go ahead.
Well, before I administer the oath of office, I just want to say that it was wonderful seeing my former colleague Janice Hahn. And although she doesn't miss Washington, Washington misses her, because we are very, very fortunate to have as our supervisor a very, very hardworking and committed member of the Board of Supervisors. So Janice, you are missed if you're still listening, but you're doing an incredible job for your district and particularly the city of Downey. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate Council Member Catherine Alvarez on your reelection to the City Council. And as the first Mexican-American woman elected to Congress, I also congratulate Mayor Blanca Pacheco on your reelection and for being the first Latina to serve as mayor on the city of Downey. I commend you for your leadership of the city of Downey, especially during this very difficult time of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I look forward to working with every member of the 2021 Downey City Council. And to everyone, I wish you a very safe, healthy, and a very happy holiday season and new year. And now for the oath of office. Mario, first of all, I just want to say thank you for the inviting me to administer your oath of office. It truly is an honor. And I'm thrilled with your election because I've known you for many, many years. And I know just how hardworking and what a committed person you are to improve the quality of life of people. And in this case, of course, I know you're going to do the same thing for the city of Downey. So with that, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Mario Trujillo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend and support the Constitution of the United
Support.
States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear the truth and faith and allegiance,
that I will bear the truth,
that I will bear faith and allegiance
that I will bear the truth, faith, and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or of purpose or evasion,
without any mental reservation of purpose or evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, Councilman Mario Trujillo.
Thank you, Congresswoman. All right.
Can you please take your seat at the dais? I'm sorry. Go ahead, your speech. Sorry.
Thank you, Congresswoman, for administering the oath. You are a role model for me in terms of what an elected official should be. Thank you for your years of service. And thank you to the voters for electing me to be your council member. I'm honored and humbled to represent our great city as a council member for citywide District 5. Thank you to my friends, families, donors, and volunteers, and my campaign team, my compadre, Fernando Vasquez, my college roommate, Pedro Rosado, and my campaign manager, Hans Fritz. We did it. Thank you for the work. To my colleagues, I am looking forward to working with each of you and our city staff for the betterment of our community. I want to thank outgoing council member, former mayors, Alex Saab and Rick Rodriguez for the outstanding service and leadership. You led the city well. Alex, you left behind some big shoes to fill. Thank you and Gigi for your friendship and your support, but most of all, for everything you did to move the city forward. There's no doubt that you absolutely love this city. The last 11 months have been challenging for our residents. I am proud of our residents, seeing how they have come together to support each other as good neighbors should. And I'm proud of how the City Council, under the leadership of Mayor Blanca Pacheco and Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Fermetta, in cooperation with our city manager and city staff, and how diligent they've been and vigilant over the residents and their quality of life. Government, I believe, is here to protect and serve. So as we go into the new year, I hope we will take what we've learned and move forward and seek resources, much needed resources for our residents and our small business owners as we navigate through this pandemic. In cooperation with our city manager and staff, we will utilize the necessary cost-cutting measures, and we will trim where it's needed. We will streamline city government while always striving to improve or at least maintain the same quality of service that the residents of Downey have become accustomed to and clearly deserve. We are here to protect and serve. I often remind people that as a public servant for the last 30 years, I am cognizant that I work for you, the taxpayers. I thank you for paying my salary. I work for you. I understand what it is to be a public servant. Now, as I embark in this new journey, my life of public servant goes to another level, which in all honesty, I'm very excited about. This is special to me because I'm doing this on a volunteer basis. There is no salary. My reward simply is the feeling that I get when I'm able to help someone. Government is here to help. Government helped my mother and my family when she went without a job. I remember buying the tortillas with the food stamps. Government helped me and gave me a leg up through programs like affirmative action that allowed me and gave me an opportunity to attend UC Berkeley, which I still believe is the #1 public university in the state. Go Bears. And I am often reminded that to those who much is given, much is expected. I've been the beneficiary of several things, and I recognize that. And I'm grateful now for this opportunity to give back to serving. And lastly, I want to thank my kids, Gabriel, Caitlin, and Corey, who's joining us from Florida, and Mijo. They walked with me, they cheered me on, and they are the reason that I'm often checking myself to see, am I doing the right thing? And what do my kids think about this? And what would they say? Because I strive to make them proud. And to my husband, Henry, who as a young boy in Bell, California, aspired to move to the beautiful city of Downey. Well, here you are, and here we are. And thank you for joining me in this journey and working so hard to help me get elected. I love you. And lastly, I want to thank the residents of a small town, San Buenaventura, Jalisco, and to the residents of the Mission District in San Francisco, where I grew up. That is where I learned absolutely what it is to be a good neighbor. And I observed how neighbor becomes friends, and then your friends become your family. When I moved to Downey 30 years ago, I moved down with myself, with the mother of my children. We didn't know anyone, but we found a community that absolutely embraced us. And we absolutely have enjoyed the small town feel and raised the kids here. And I am so honored to be able to give back to the city that has given so much to me. Downey, I simply have one word for you, And that's, well, I guess it's 2. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, council member.
Thank you and welcome, Councilmember Trujillo and Councilmember Alvarez. Now is the time for non-agenda public comment. Before we begin the non-agenda public comment period, I would like to remind members of the public participating telephonically that the city's meeting rules contained in the Downey Municipal Code prohibit any conduct that disrupts, disturbs, or interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting, even if you are participating telephonically. Each speaker shall have 3 minutes to address the council on issues that are within the city's jurisdiction. Since we are under a federal, state, and local emergency declaration, the Los Angeles County's revised temporary targeted safer at home health order and the state's regional safer at home order triggered by ICU capacity, I will limit this non-agenda public comment period to 30 minutes pursuant to Downey Municipal Code Section 2105G. Members of the public who wish to address the City Council regarding non-agenda items may now call our teleconference phone line at 562-299-6622. For those who submitted comments via email, your comments will be read into the record and no further public comment via teleconference will be permitted. City Clerk Duarte, do we have any written correspondence on non-agenda items to be read into the record?
We do, Mayor. The first email is from TJ. The air traffic has become unbearable. The frequency and the low altitude, and now we have small aircraft flying over. We have lived here for 20 years and it's never been this bad. Can we follow suit like Culver City did to reduce their air traffic? Maybe a simple letter to the FAA from the City Council will reduce our traffic air. Next, we have correspondence from Lee Squire. Lee Squire, Vietnam veteran, Brea Post, American Legion. Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council and to we, the people of Downey. Subject, U.S. Supreme Court ruling against New York governor on limits of religious freedom. The U.S. Supreme Court struck down the limits upon religious freedom by New York governor. This ruling applies to every state, including California. This ruling is timely given the limits placed on our liberty of celebrating Christmas, not just in our homes, but in our house of worship. I have not seen any direct evidence that outdoor dining and outdoor religious service caused the increase in communist China coronavirus cases. As in auditor, fraud examiner, show me the evidence. I am also disappointed by the veterans group across America who failed to speak up for religious freedom. We veterans know the value of human life and we will not be shamed or intimidated against defending U.S. Constitution. God bless America and religious freedom. Next, we have an email from Elizabeth Castillo. Dear City Council members, as a nurse, I understand the seriousness of the pandemic and the effects it has had on the most vulnerable populations. We are now in a third surge and probably the most serious since it began. And now another lockdown has been implemented, which will affect the most vulnerable essential workers, the poor, and people of color. If we are ever going to control this pandemic, then it is pertinent that elected leaders help tenants and landlords remain housed by canceling rents or providing funds to landlords to keep their tenants housed. It is unethical and inhumane to allow tenants to be evicted by police and bad landlords during a pandemic. As elected officials, you were voted in by your constituents to help the community and improve their lives. So I am asking you to do what you have been put in office to do and stop allowing police to evict tenants and help tenants stay housed. Sincerely, Elizabeth Castillo. Next, we have an email from Reggie Wong. Council, we got record numbers of evictions, job loss, and COVID cases. Now we got a lockdown order. How do you expect people to quarantine when they face eviction? Cancel the rents and end this pandemic. Reggie. That is all, Mayor.
Do we have any speakers?
We do. Please state your name and begin speaking.
Yes, this is Joey from the city of Downey. So something that has to be said for the record. Congratulations, Catherine Alvarez. But let's be clear, on election day, you were supporting Carrie Uba. As someone who is the founder of the Downey Tenants Union, to support a realtor backed up by people like Mario Guerra, the known Trump supporter, it was very disappointing. Insider Talk also talks about you trying to work with Blanca Pacheco. I hope that works out. That's going to be interesting. Here's what's really important. You're there now, and you got to serve the people. I hope that not only do you continue to work on housing issues, but that you do something about Gilbert Livas and John Askewy. John Askewy for harassing and for instigating assault on other elected members of the board at the Central Basin, making sexist and misogynist jokes. Please help us hold him accountable, because we know the other three council members sitting next to you will not do it. We know that Gilbert Livas only looks for the best interest of the business community and is willing to turn a blind eye to the members and constituents who are suffering and struggling through this pandemic. Please help us hold Gilbert Livas accountable, because we know that the three members sitting next to you will not do it. Finally, I will say that since I had the pleasure of seeing Lucille Roybal today here, Lucille Roybal is complaining about a general manager at WRD. Your job, Lucille, should be to make sure that the people of Downey and the LA County have access to clean water. Right now, we have PFO and PFA, which are forever chemicals that are carcinogens in all over our district. And while you and the 9 other representatives are fighting over a general manager who are doing nothing to provide clean and healthy water. Mind you, Downey is one of those places that has contaminated water. So, Catherine Alvarez, please also help us with water issues here in Downey, because we know that the member sitting next to you will not do a damn thing about it. With that said, I am Joey, and I am going to continue to build a progressive movement here and make sure that we hold everyone who is serving right now and anyone who ever plans to sit on those chairs. We will be watching you, and we will be making sure that you do not make a movement without us holding you accountable, including in every conflict of interest that you may have. Thank you.
Please state your name and begin speaking.
Yes, this is Planning Commissioner Fermetta. I called earlier. I wanted to thank Alex Rick Rodriguez for the service. I want to start with Alex. I want to thank you for all the years of your service with ethics and with the best interest of our residents. It's been an honor for me to be appointed by you, Planning Commissioner, represent our beautiful city of Downey and the residents. I am blessed to call you for. Wish you success with your future and God bless you and your family. Rick, thank you for your service I can't recall the last city had a full-time mayor. You practically lived at City Hall. You always had the best for the city, our residents, and staff. You served with pride, integrity, ethics, honor, and godly. God bless you and your family. It's unfortunate you're not able to run again. We will miss you. Blanca Pacheco, congratulations on re-election. You will do great and represent our city. I wish you the best. God bless you and your family. Mario Trujillo, congratulations in being elected to District 5. It is great to have a person with such integrity and such a great background on our. I know you're going to represent all of us with integrity, with respect, and with the best interest for everyone that lives. Congratulations, thank you, and everyone have a good.
Thank you.
Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
Hi, my name is Cecilia Goñez. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to former Mayor Saab. I have the privilege to work with his wonderful wife, Gigi Saab, on PTA. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much for demonstrating what a real family is. And also, thank you very much to Mayor Rodriguez, Mr. Mayor Rodriguez, as I call him. You both inspire the whole city, the whole community, the whole state, I would like to say, to be what a good father, a good citizen, and a good example it is. And I'm very happy to congratulate Mario. I am so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. We did it. I'm so proud of you. And to Mayor Blanca Pacheco, it is a privilege to be along your side. And I'm very excited for Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Fermenta. I'm looking forward to work with you ladies together on Girls on Fire. And I just want to say thank you so much, especially to Mayor Blanca Pacheco, Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Fermenta, and to former Mayor Rick Rodriguez for opening the door for us to work on anti-human trafficking city, anti-human trafficking schools, and anti-human trafficking communities. It is a privilege for me to serve with you guys. Congratulations to all, and looking forward to work with you.
Thank you, Cecilia. And I have to say it, go Bruins.
Go Bruins! I love you all. I'm looking forward to work with you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mario, I had to do it.
I know.
Hello, please state your name and begin speaking. Go ahead.
Okay. Mi nombre es Bárbara Rodríguez. ¿Aló?
Sí.
Mi nombre es Bárbara Rodríguez. El número de teléfono es 562-688-1748. ¿Aló?
Sí, permítame un momento. Le voy a traducir un momento.
Sí.
There's no need to
No.
tell his telephone number.
Okay. Bárbaro Rodríguez, ¿correcto?
Sí, correcto.
Okay.
Es que quiero felicitar a la Catherine.
Okay, I want to congratulate Catherine.
Catherine, gracias por ayudar a la comunidad y nosotros te vamos a seguir apoyando. Por eso votamos por ti.
Catherine, thank you for supporting the community. We're going to continue to support you. That's why we voted for you.
Y esto es una forma más para decirle al concilio de Downey que ya no se va a reír más de nosotros, la gente trabajadora, la gente luchadora.
And
por la comunidad.
this is another way that we will tell the council members in Downey that you will no longer laugh about the working class community members.
Y para decirle a todo el mundo que sí se pudo.
And
que
to
nosotros los
tell,
latinos tenemos voz donde quiera que llegamos.
and to tell the whole world that it was possible. Y que los latinos, ¿qué, perdón?
Y que los latinos tenemos voto donde quiera que vivimos.
And that the Latinos have a vote wherever they live.
Felicidades, Kathleen, y te vamos a apoyar 100%.
Congratulations, Catherine, and we will support you 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more. Please state your name and begin speaking.
Sí, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Verónica del Cid.
Le voy a traducir, permítame.
Claro.
Sí, good evening. My name is Verónica del Cid.
Esta noche estoy llamando para felicitar a la nueva concejal, Catherine Álvarez. Catherine, estoy súper feliz por ti.
Permítame. This evening, I am calling to congratulate the new council member, Catherine Alvarez. I am very happy for you.
La emoción es inmensa la que sentimos en este momento. Todas las personas que
We are very emotional.
hace un año estábamos en el concilio.
Permítame. We are very emotional. We are very excited tonight. A year ago, we were at the city council meeting. Okay.
Estábamos tratando de pedir ayuda para nuestra comunidad, para nuestras familias.
We were trying to get help.
De ser desalojadas.
We were trying to get help for our family, for our community that was being evicted.
Estuvimos yendo muchas veces a pedir ayuda, a que nos escucharan y que supieran la necesidad que estábamos pasando muchas familias en ese momento.
Permítame. We were coming to ask for help for the necessity that we were going through at that moment.
Y fue tan difícil encontrar una respuesta negativa en ese momento tan difícil, en épocas de Navidad, de Año Nuevo.
And it was very difficult to find a negative answer during Christmas time and New Year time.
Y hoy, siendo un año después, estoy ahora con lágrimas de felicidad porque ese día que salimos.
And a year later, I am very happy. I am crying happy tears.
Porque cuando tú saliste nos dijiste, voy a seguir luchando por ustedes, por la comunidad, y hoy lo has logrado por tu esfuerzo, por tu perseverancia. Gracias por todo lo que has hecho por nosotros.
And when you came out, you told us, I am going to continue fighting for the community. Thank you for your perseverance, for your efforts, and what you have done for the community.
Esa silla te la mereces tú más que ninguno de los que está ahí. Tú eres la que mereces estar ahí y sé que vas a trabajar duro por la comunidad.
You deserve to be in that seat more than any one of those that are there, and I know that you will work hard for the community.
Te felicito, te mando la mejor vibra, disfrútalo.
I congratulate you.
Con todos tus metas.
I congratulate you. I send you good, positive vibes. Enjoy it. And I wish you well in your future endeavors.
Te lo mereces. Gracias.
You deserve it. Thank you.
Is Councilmember Ashton still on the call? Okay. We can still continue. Okay.
Please state your name and begin speaking.
Yes, my name is Peter Lonelli.
Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Peter. I'm a citizen of Downey. I work in Downey. I'm a healthcare worker. and my wife as well works in Downey. My kids go to Downey High School. And the reason I wanted to call, I just want to congratulate Claudia and Mario and Blanca and everybody what they're doing with the city, for the community services they are doing. As a healthcare worker, we're going through really hard times right now. We're very emotional for everything we're going through. And I really appreciate when you guys go outside to the community and do it, all those things they're doing to make us feel good. So I want to say thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
That is all. Is there a motion to close public comment? Is there a second?
A second.
All right, public comment period now closed. The next item is the appointment of the mayor and mayor pro tem for 2020. City Manager Rivas, do we have somebody providing us that report?
Madam Mayor, there's a report that'll be given by our city clerk.
Mayor and council members, item number 6 is the annual appointment of mayor and mayor pro tem for the following year per the city council's policy.
Before we make any motions, I will now open this item for public comment. Members of the public wishing to address the council regarding item number 6 may now call our teleconference line at 562-299-6622. For those who submitted comments via email, your comments will be read into the record and no further public comment via teleconference will be permitted. City Clerk Duarte, have you received any correspondence regarding this item to be read into the record?
Yes, Mayor, we have one email. This email is from Marta Cordova. My name is Marta Cordova. I am a Democratic Party member and resident of Downey.
Yeah.
Congratulations to council members Pacheco, Trujillo, Alvarez, and Ashton for your new Democratic majority. I know you won't always agree, but I want to thank you for being Democrats. Some people say national politics don't matter for local politics, but those people are wrong. Downey used to be Republican, but now we are solidly Democratic. That is why we need a Democratic mayor and mayor pro tem. Under no circumstances should the Republican be promoted to mayor. Thank you, Mayor Pacheco.
Any other?
Yes, we have one call. Please state your name and begin speaking.
Yes, this is Joey from the city of Downey. Just real quick, it seems like Mayor from Pro Tem Prometa is up to become mayor again, or for the first time. Just so you know, Ms. Prometa, you have not been honest with the people at all. Just last city council meeting, you were audacious enough to say that there are already some vaccines now, which is pretty ridiculous and irresponsible for a city council member to be saying. The only thing you care about and have ever shown to care about in our city is businesses. When it came to protecting tenants from losing their home last year in November, you voted against that. When it came to cutting down the minutes from 5 to 3, which were the public minutes, not yours, you voted for that. When it came to SB 625, which was a bill that was meant to privatize the water by shutting down the Central Basin and ending the representation, you supported that. And you supported that because you listened to your donors first and the people who promote you. That means that when it comes to serving the community, we as constituents cannot rely on you. I hope that someone runs against you if you ever decide to run again. And if you do, we are going to come out and we're going to organize as heavily as we can. Personally, I don't think you should be mayor or occupy any form of office. But since you're there and you have the dirty, crooked connections, we got to do what we got to do and continue to hold you accountable. So with that said, I hope Council Member Catherine Alvarez will help us do that. Put you in check and remind you who this government works for, the people. Thank you.
That is all, Mayor.
Okay. I will now make a motion to nominate Claudia Frometa as mayor. Can we take a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Alvarez? We're going to take a roll call vote, so the motion is to appoint Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Frometa as mayor. Can you please vote yes or no?
No.
Councilmember Ashton is no longer on Zoom. Councilmember Trujillo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Frometa?
Yes.
And Mayor Pacheco.
Yes.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Ashton absent and Councilmember Alvarez voting no. Mayor and council members, are there any nominations for Mayor Pro Tem?
I have a nomination. I nominate Blanca Pacheco for Mayor Pro Tem.
Is there a second?
I will second that nomination.
City Clerk Duarte, can we take a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashton is not in attendance. Councilmember Trujillo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Frometa?
Yes.
And Mayor Pacheco.
Yes.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Ashton absent.
Thank you. City Manager Rivas, do you have any comments?
Madam Mayor, I just want to thank the new council members for coming in. I look forward to working with you both. I want to congratulate our new mayor. The staff always strives to make sure that whoever is mayor in that given year, that they have a productive and successful year, and we'll continue to do that this year as well. I want to thank Blanca Pacheco for really doing a stellar job during this pandemic year. It's incredible that at the end of the day, during a pandemic, we had a balanced budget. We've always been very lean in the city, and that came to fruition by the fact that we didn't have to lay anybody off. So that's a huge undertaking. So I look forward to, again, working with the new council members. And I just want to also let you know that the staff is dedicated always to doing the work of the council and the policies that you set. And we look forward to the challenges that you present us. And we look forward to successful 2021. So thank you very much.
Thank you, City Manager Rivas. So I just want to echo our city manager's comments. I want to thank our new council members, Mario Trujillo and Catherine Alvarez. I look forward to working with the both of you. We have a lot of work to do, and the Downey residents elected all of us to serve them. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I look forward to 2021 being a great year, a successful year. Just know that staff is here to help you. We have an amazing city manager, assistant city manager, an attorney who always makes sure that we do everything legally, and everything that we do is done legally. And to our police chief, we have an amazing police chief and a fire chief as well. So thank you both. And again, congratulations to the both of you. And to the Downey residents, thank you again for joining us this evening. It was, again, like I said, it's strange times that we're living in, but I appreciate all of you joining us here this evening virtually. I am now going to adjourn the meeting in memory of Andy Ornelas, 27, California Highway Patrol officer assigned to the Antelope Valley Area Office, and the lives lost due to COVID-19. A moment of silence. Meeting adjourned.